What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yours truly, Kendrick McKnight here, back again with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Beneath the surface, we're back. We're back at it again, man. It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
14th
Yes, sir.
episode. Um, man, I wanted to come back. I be having like these thoughts at work, and sometimes I write them down, and sometimes I don't because I'm just so just in the moment at work trying to get things done. Then I feel like, oh man, I should have just, you know what I'm saying? So
Right, just redid it.
I got disabled. I got this one able to store in my brain, and I was like, man, who can I have on to talk about this? And then, man, I hit my guy up, and he was like, yeah, let's do it, part two. So,
Yes, sir.
Nick, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir. I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed. Blessed to be here. A lot of changes since the last time we talked, which are good changes. Um, just continuing to reset that mental computer, man. Um, sometimes you got to get rid of that outdated information and download some new information, download some new software. So that's kind of what the process is right now, anyway. So, but other than that, though, man, hey, it's just living life, experiencing life, and just finding your way in life.
Absolutely. How is your 2026 going so far? We're 21 days in.
Um, it's good. I probably would like to see a little bit more from myself, but to this point, though, it's starting off well. But like I say, I'm gonna hold myself to a higher standard than anybody else. So still some things I would have liked to have been a little bit more in place, but it's getting there though. It's getting there. So far
That's
so
what,
good.
that's what you can do.
Yeah, yeah. You already know, man. You already know, man. You already know.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I would say the same. Just going with the motion. Um, we got 11 more months, so I don't have to hit
Yeah,
every single thing that I want to do right now. You just got to remember that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate pinpoint to like
right.
constantly like grow and just like evolve as people. So um, there's two things that I remember in my last episode. I talked about like two major things that I want to do for 2026, which is travel. I want to do another solo trip. My last one was like 2023, so
Right, right.
that's a must for me. And then I want to finally step into that space of doing my TED talk.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you I want to do that. Um,
You did. We
yeah,
we have talked about that.
yeah. So that's the goal. So
Well, speaking of traveling, is WrestleMania on your bucket list at some point?
absolutely. That's the ultimate goal, wrestling goal. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
looking for maybe not this year or definitely not next year. We'll
Right.
see in
Right.
we'll see in 2020 2028.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll have a WrestleMania in Charlotte. I doubt it,
I
but
doubt
I mean, why not? Probably not big enough,
Yeah, not big
but
enough.
it would be cool though. It would be cool, or at least have a Royal
It was like
Rumble or Survivor Series.
yeah, as far as I can remember, the closest it's ever been was Atlanta for 2027. I mean, WrestleMania 27, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but those ticket prices are, man, they're house payments. They're like, yeah, no, front row seats. They're ridiculous, bro. Like I don't make that much money to be buying front row seats, bro. No, thank you. That's about 10, 15 years worth of 401k savings there on that one. So
It's crazy that you
can't
mentioned.
do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy that you mentioned WrestleMania because I had that as a topic on here. Um, I mean, we might as well get into it, right? So,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 42, back again in Vegas. Do you think it was like a? I get it in like a business aspect, like going back to Vegas because there's hella money there, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but in a fan's perspective, like back to back is kind of crazy, right?
I mean,
Especially when
it
you
is
already New Orleans was going to be the one, you know.
right, right. It's it's different. I'll say that. Um, and obviously, there's a lot that goes on in Vegas. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, so to speak. But yeah, man, that fan experience it was, bro. I've been to one WrestleMania once. That was WrestleMania 7, I think it was, when the Ultimate Warrior retired Macho Man, I believe. And when Queen Sherry turned on Macho Man and Elizabeth came out of the crowd and saved him or whatever, I think that was, yeah. That was at the LA Coliseum, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was WrestleMania 7. So, but I'm little then. So, obviously, the things that we have now, I couldn't use back then, obviously, quote, for the fan experience. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be amazing. I think this year has the potential to be a really good WrestleMania if they book stuff right. And you know how WWE's booking can be at times, just kind of like a head scratcher. Um, but I think it has a chance to be really good though. I think the last one that was in Vegas was pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah.
because they have the
I,
outside venue, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the outside venue. Because I think wasn't that the one where Seth went to go do the curb stomp on Randy, and Randy hits him with the RKO, kind of like as he's jumping off of him in midair.
That was 31. That was in
What was that?
Santa Clara, 49ers Stadium.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I kind of like those outside venues. I remember the old WrestleMania they did. WrestleMania, was it WrestleMania 9 that they did at the when it was Undertaker, Giant Gonzalez, when Bret Hart lost the title to Yokozuna, and then Hulk Hogan magically appears with the black eye to
Yeah,
come
that was,
save the day.
yeah.
Telling you, man. So
That was outside.
they've had some interesting WrestleManias there, but I think this one will be good though. I mean, you
Absolutely.
have a lot of storylines that you could possibly, take off with and really run with.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so like you talk about like last year. In my personal opinion, I feel like night one's main event was better than night two. The
Absolutely.
triple threat with Seth, Punk, and Roman,
Yeah.
and it was a good match. With Cena and Punk, not Cena and Cody. It just didn't. I guess it didn't live up to our personal expectations, or
Excellent.
or
Yeah.
maybe just the finish just wasn't. You know what I mean?
What you thought? Yeah. Because like you could kind of see things leading up to what's getting ready to happen and everything, and with Cena, I mean, I know it was his idea to go out to pass the torch on, but I mean, like I say, man, why not have a feel good story and win your final match? Because I think it's a trend where you're retiring, so you got to lose your last match to quote pass the torch on. I don't think that has to apply for every retirement, but unfortunately, that looks like what we're getting ready to get with some guys getting ready to step away soon. AJ Styles, Brock. Yeah, I just let some of these guys go out on top, man. Why does it have to be? I got to pass the torch. And I mean the guys that they're losing to, they're already established. So why? But WWE, man, whoever's in charge of creative, I don't know. Everybody blames Triple H, but I don't think he's the sole cause for blame. These networks got a big hand in stuff too, so I don't think people really realize that or understand that these networks are able to kind of call shots who they want here, who they want there.
Yeah.
Why you think Cody held the title so long? You know who was pushing that?
Yeah.
Fox. So, but I mean, it's I don't know. I still love it though. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And there is something too that we need to touch on too. Not to stray off topic, but what is going on with the Wyatt Six and the MFTs? I'm a Wyatt Six fan. The feud sucks. You know, I was a fan when the MFTs came back with the Gorillas of Destiny. You know, but the feud just sucks, man. It really is. It's yeah, yeah. They're going back to the old Undertaker when Kama stole the urn and melted it down type thing. Now with Solo still in the lantern, like, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Just the feud itself or that particular
Yeah, do
segment?
you think they should go ahead and just axe it?
I
Because
mean,
this title run,
in the beginning it had promise, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we've had outside of the bloodline stuff, we never really had like a stable versus stable kind of like
right?
feud, you know what I mean? So it had
Yeah,
promise. The back and forths between Solo and Uncle Howdy was it was good. It was decent.
right, right.
Just like what are they fighting for real? You know what I mean?
Tag titles, but
Tag
the
titles, but
Wyatt Sixes, their run has been lackluster. I mean, honestly, you ask me, it's not been a good title run for them. But
yeah.
that's just the whole landscape, I guess, of WWE and tag teams right now. They're just not really doing a whole lot with
They're
them
doing a
with
lot
tag
better now.
titles.
They're doing a lot better now with the women's tag division.
Yeah, they
Um,
are. They are.
so I like that
And the
they're doing.
women's tag division, to me, right now, they have more consistent, better storylines than the men's tag titles do right now. Honestly,
Yeah,
and it's keeping you, drawn in. Like, let me check out the tag title. Let me see what's going on with Rhea and Io, and now they're feuding with Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez.
yeah,
But we already know what's getting ready to come with that. I think that whole Judgment Day thing's about to be kind of over with now. I think it's about run its course.
yeah,
And I think you saw that after the CM Punk match with Finn Balor. I think that was the start of the face turn for Finn. Um, and I wouldn't mind seeing him getting another run with the world title, just because the last one, obviously for injury and stuff. So yeah, I would love to see that, or at least have Finn beat Dom for the IC title. Finn
hmm
is good, man. Finn is talented, super talented, and I just want to see him get a little bit more shine, a little bit more run. It would be nice.
yeah. Absolutely. He's been one of my favorites since NXT.
Yeah,
And I always ask myself, like, what if he didn't get hurt in that match with Seth? Like, where would he be at right now?
exactly.
But yeah, it's in due time, man. I feel like that interest just like brought back so many memories back in NXT, and then when he first came up, um,
Yeah,
it was just like nostalgic for me. But in due time, we'll see if he gets a world title. I feel like he should have won. What year was that when he faced Seth at SummerSlam? What year was that? 2024, 2025?
no, that was 2023, wasn't it?
2023?
Because it's been a while. Yeah, because he was in Judgment Day 2024. I think Judgment Day's been going on about what, 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. But I think that would have been in the beginning though, with Edge. But
That
what
was
year was that?
it had to be 23 or 24.
It might
Because
be 24. It might be
that
24.
was when Seth was the world champion the first time. When he first, when he
Yeah,
first won, he beat AJ for it to win the
yeah,
inaugural. Um, so it had to be 23, 24, 101, one of those.
yeah.
Um, but
Between
yeah,
one of them.
I feel like he should have won there. That was his moment. That was his time. And then I like how they called back to the moment where he got injured. I just felt like that was just like perfect storytelling.
Yeah, yeah. And it would have been nice. And and speaking of that, there was another guy who just got called up to the main roster, who was in line for a big push. Javon
Great.
Evans. I hope he's okay, but now he's hurt.
Yeah.
And so it's just like I hope it doesn't happen to him because you know when guys are on that push, they get injured, they kind of just get forgotten about, and that push never really comes back around. But
Yeah.
Javon is that dude, though, man. Javon is, bro. I like him. I like him. I like Trick Williams' impact a little bit more, though. I think Trick is a star. I think he is, man.
Yeah.
Um, that line he hit, I think it was Cody or Randy with talking about the lemon pepper steppers. Talking about the shoes, man. It's just like the catchphrases are there, the charisma's there. Like that guy there, those overseas crowds, man. I wish the American crowds were into it like that. Cause you can tell, man, them people love it over there, bro. You can tell. So I actually have become a fan of when they go overseas. It makes the show better. The reactions are better. People are just more invested into it, man. And I don't know why they're not like that here. But you saw when Trick came out, man. You saw what kind of ovation he got.
Mhm.
Everybody saying whoop that Trick. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Mhm.
I just wish we could get those crowds over here like that. And I'm not saying that the American crowds don't bring the energy because they do. They do. But it's just something about overseas, man. It's just different, man. It's just different.
Yeah. It's just
So I
like
wouldn't be
certain.
opposed to a big pay per view.
Yeah.
You said
It's
what?
just certain. It's just certain cities that brings the energy, like a
Yeah,
man, like a Philly, Chicago, New
yeah,
York. Um,
definitely Philadelphia for sure.
yeah,
Definitely Philly, because they do not mind letting you know if they don't like you, if they're not a fan of yours. They definitely do not mind letting you know that. Um, Chicago, like you say too, that's another one. New York, and I guess the same thing could be said for overseas, certain places. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there supposed to be a pay per view coming up in Saudi Arabia? Is it WrestleMania? No,
the Rumble.
the Rumble's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it because okay, when it's time for the women's Royal Rumble to come up, bro, do you see how they dress? And I understand there's respect to that country and their culture, no problem. But it just don't. It kind of takes away from it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But they get into it too, though. Don't get me wrong. They get into it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just not a fan of the whole Saudi Arabia deal. I don't really care much for it. But I don't
Yeah.
own WWE, so I have no control over that.
They, they giving them that bag, so they gotta go out there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, getting that bag, man. And they're definitely getting it in more ways than one. I tell you that. Uh, I don't think that people have to worry about AEW ever putting WWE out of business. I don't think that'll ever happen. I
Yeah,
doubt it. I highly doubt that. So,
for
you know.
sure.
But I
Um,
said the same thing that WWE couldn't put out WCW. Look what happened. So,
yeah. But this year's WrestleMania is in Vegas, as we talked about, and you talked about how there's storylines shaping up into the show and what could happen. Um, who do you think could main event both nights, in your opinion?
mm, that's a good one. hmm. For me, somehow, somewhere, I'm gonna somehow, somewhere, I think we're gonna get a Cody Roman Reigns again, um, as one of the main events, and I think CM Punk versus whoever will be like night two. But like I say, the potential is there to make it a gigantic card. I could see CM Punk and Braun Breaker. Maybe I don't think that feud is done. Um, and like I say, somehow, some way, Roman is going to be in that main event. somehow. Now it could be a triple threat because WWE has like to do that at a lot of these major pay per views. That triple threat. So do we get Roman versus Punk versus Breaker? That could be interesting. Um, I think you've got, you could insert Gunther somehow into that main event slot. Let's say if Brock is going to call it quits, that could go as a main event match. You plant the seeds, even though he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble, you can still plant those seeds there, which I think is a mistake to have AJ and Gunther as just a match. Why not just have them in the Rumble, and then you could kind of plant that seed with Gunther and Brock for WrestleMania. But yeah, I could see. You know what? Yeah, I could see Roman versus Punk versus Breaker as one main event, and then the other one, I guess, maybe we could even do Cody versus Randy. If Cody can somehow get the title back and do that one, that would be an interesting main event. Heel Randy Orton versus Cody. Maybe give Randy the title back. I think that could be interesting. And give him one last run with it, with the title. I've kind of gone back and forth with Obafemi. I'm really big on Obafemi. I think Oba's going to be a star. I think Oba's going to be that guy that can come in. And I think if they can have him debut at the Rumble itself, go out there and let him go ahead and break a record off tops. Let him go ahead and get the most eliminations in the Royal Rumble in history. Go ahead and set him off right. Then you could build something up and, hey, we're going to throw everybody a curveball. Obafemi wins the Royal Rumble. But, who would he go on to face, though? So that would be interesting there. But I don't think we'll get that. But, yeah, somehow I think those guys will be somehow floating around the main event scene.
Oh, yeah, you already know Roman, Cody, Punk is going to be in that conversation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I believe that right now Roman's my pick to win the Rumble. So I think they're going to finally pull the trigger on a possible Punk Roman main event.
Now that would be good.
And get that out the way, and that leaves, because I feel like that's gonna be like night 1 or night 2. I don't know. Drew McIntyre, WWE champion. Are there plans to keep him champion to WrestleMania, or do you think they can pull a, I don't know, some type of transitional champion type thing for him, and Cody gets it back, or Randy possibly, and like you said, like a Cody Randy at WrestleMania. Something that I personally wanted last year, but I don't know. I feel like those big names are going to be in that conversation in the main event. Then, like you said, Gunther maybe, depending on what they're doing with him. I think we're going to get that Brock Gunther at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I just hate the outcome that's probably going to be.
Yeah. Let's see. Braun, he can be in that conversation too. We'll see. Because I feel like
is really taking on that Scott Steiner role very well.
Yeah. He's my second choice to win the Rumble. Braun
Breaker. Yeah. I think he's another star too, man, because what they did on Raw with him and Adam Pearce, I really like that interaction. Like you get the sense that this is real tension between the two, even though we know it's part of the storyline. But Braun really plays that psychotic, musclehead, freaked out, roid rage type character like really well. because I really thought for a moment he was gonna kill Adam Pearce. I really did, man. So I really did, but I just like I'm a fan of Braun Breaker. And then maybe at some point, could we get which I think it would be pretty cool. Can we get a Braun Breaker versus Oba Femi somewhere down the line? I think that would be good. I think that would be interesting. A new feud, different.
That's WrestleMania
That's
worthy.
yeah. I mean, that's your opportunity right there to really elevate some guys. And so I wouldn't mind seeing that. I would not mind seeing that Braun Breaker and Oba Femi. I think would be a good one there. And I'm pretty sure we'll get it at some point. But you know how WWE likes to build things up, so we'll see on that one.
Yeah. Who are some picks for you for the women's side of it?
To me, if she's back from injury, man, the seeds are right there for Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. I mean, it's there. It's too perfect. And, I would love to see Bianca come back, win the Rumble, and then you kind of get some things exposed, some things revealed, that maybe we didn't get before. But that would be really good, though. Bianca versus Jade. Jade plays that role well, but I've noticed Jade hasn't had a lot of matches as champion, if you've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people that aren't really fans of her work. I think she's okay. But I think she's definitely got that roll down. So I would love to see Bianca come back and win. So I'll say Bianca. If not Bianca, I could see Liv Morgan winning it. I could see that happening. But I'd rather just go with Bianca on that one. I mean, I get it for Liv too. But I'd rather have Bianca just because I want that Jade feud. You can still set that up even without the Rumble, but those are my top two picks right there: Liv or Bianca.
Okay, very solid picks. First off, I miss Bianca. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's been like
more
what?
ways than one.
It's been like a year, right?
Yeah, about a year. Yeah, about a year.
Yeah, for sure. She's in my top three. I'll say two. I've been really enjoying the work that Liv has been doing.
Yeah,
especially if she came back.
right.
I feel like they're on the verge of this huge babyface turn for her, and like, what better way to like, push that for sure. Winning the Rumble.
Right.
So right now, Liv is my number one pick. Bianca to third underrated pick. I would say Raquel.
I can see Raquel. Raquel reminds me of what was her name? Tamina. I don't know why. She just reminds me of Tamina. I can see Raquel being underrated pick, yeah. And then again too, depends on who they put in the Rumble, what surprises we have. I'm trying to think who would my underrated pick be.
Maxine.
You know what? That would be a good one because nobody would see that coming. Nobody would see Maxine Dupree coming with that one. Or do you bring somebody up from NXT? Do you have a Sol Ruka debut?
Jada?
Yeah, I would love to see Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Absolutely. I would have no quarrels with Jada being the pick, man. The more Jada I see, the better, man, because she's good. She's good. Now I feel like she should have been somebody like, had they done the Street Profits right, I think she would have been a better fit than B Fab. I mean, honestly. I just think she fits that character more. Or bring up OTM, man, with her as the manager. I mean, it all kind of fits in together, but
yeah.
I can see. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Jaden.
Yeah, some solid picks. Um, yeah, I'm just not really like rocking with the idea of it being in Saudi, but it's okay. That's, hello,
Yeah,
can you
we'll
hear me?
get through it. We'll it'll come and go. We'll get by it. We'll definitely get through that.
But man, I mentioned it earlier. But what were your thoughts of Drew McIntyre uh, finally defeating Cody in that 3 stages of hell? Thanks to Jacob Fatu, of course. But
Um, I think he deserved it, honestly. Um, Man, Drew's been doing some good damn work, even when he wasn't winning it. So it was good to see that finally pay off for him. I like Drew, honestly. I think Drew is a hell of a worker, man. And I think he could be a good heel world champion. Um, Kind of always weaseling his way out, somehow keeping the title. But I was happy for him, though. I was happy. And I think a lot of people were getting kind of stale with Cody as champion. I like Cody, though. But, you know, it was kind of like with the Roman situation. Like, is this dude ever gonna lose the title? Like, I'm so tired of you know what I mean? But you look back on it, you respect it. But I like Drew being his world champion. I think he deserved that. He definitely has earned it.
yeah, most definitely, man. I've been on record to say like Drew at certain points, like 2017, 2018, he just wasn't good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just there
Right.
taking L. Um, him being Dolph Ziggler's partner to being always losing to the Shield back in those times when it was him, Bobby Lashley, and all them, Baron
Yeah.
Corbin. So like
Yeah.
I couldn't really take him seriously until that Royal Rumble win in 2020. Um, Ultimately defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, COVID WrestleMania. Then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, now, you know, he's legitimized, you know what I'm saying? Defeating, Seth Rollins, beating Dolph Ziggler, beating Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley as well. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, you know what I mean? But I've gained a more better appreciation for Drew during his heel run.
Yeah.
Babyface Drew during that time as champion was cool, but like this heel stuff he's been doing for the past like, year and a half too.
It's
That
been
that's
awesome work.
okay. Yeah, especially in my opinion, carrying the the Punk feud throughout the summer last year.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was a good one. That was good.
yeah.
There's
So
only one thing with Drew that I think is missing, what I think he needs to go back to. Do you remember his old theme song when he came out to um
when he was the chosen one,
yeah,
yeah,
he should go back to that thing. If it's the one that I'm thinking about. Because he's only had what, like three, I think altogether. But yeah, I think it is the chosen one. Yeah, that thing. He should start coming back out to that. I just think it fits that heel persona better, kind of that renegade, like, you know, this is what I've had to overcome to get here. I'm not letting it go now. The only thing
yeah.
I hate about it, I think it's going to be a short run. I don't think he'll have the title a long extended period of time.
How
But,
long you think?
if it were me, I would have, honestly, I would have him drop the title
At the
either at
Rumble?
WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I wouldn't have him drop it at Rumble. Not yet. No, not yet. I think it's just too soon. But this is WWE. So, and I think he'll be fighting Randy Orton for the
So you
world
got
title. But I'll think, yeah, I think he'll be him and Randy. But I will tell you this: I do think that somehow if we could get Ilya Dragunov, Drew McIntyre match, bro, I'm telling you, I think that would really, really open a lot of people's eyes. I think that would be a really good match. Somebody different. Um, if you ever get a chance, did you ever see the Gunther Ilya match they had back in NXT UK
Yeah,
when Gunther was heavier?
yeah,
Bro, that was a good match. That was a hard hitting match, but it was a good match.
yeah.
I'm a humongous Ilya Dragunov fan. Um, so I would love to see that match, man. I think that would be good. I think it would, but
Yeah,
I
that'll
think
be
we'll
good.
get Drew and Randy, and somehow Drew does something sneaky to pull it off. I think Randy's going to go on a losing streak, and that's what's going to prompt that heel turn. He's going to snap, and you know
Yeah.
that's what we got there. But yeah, I would have Drew lose it at WrestleMania,
Ooh,
maybe SummerSlam. Honestly, I know that's too long of a run to SummerSlam, but yeah,
okay, that's solid. That's crazy because I was going to ask you who you think was going to win the 4-way this Saturday at the show, Saturday night's main event.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I would want Sammy to get that spot. Have him have like a premier world title main event match. Cause
But
like
wouldn't
why
it be
not?
nice if he would win it?
Oh, I- yeah, but he ain't winning though.
Nah, he's not. He's not. It would be worth to try though. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving Sammy a run with the title for a little bit. Maybe if it's only a month.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Every title reign to me doesn't have to be 6 to 9 months long. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can see that. I can see him winning it, being the underdog, and then going in and winning it. But considering where the Rumble's going to be at, was Sammy in Saudi Arabia last time they were there?
yeah.
So I guess that he's got that kind of under control. Mm, I could see, yeah. You know what? I could see that happening. I could see him being that one that because everybody's predicting Orton to win this thing. So everybody already thinks we're getting Drew, but yeah, that would be a nice surprise to have Sammy come out of nowhere and win it
Yeah,
and get that. That would be nice. Wouldn't be bad either.
yeah, for sure. Cause like the only two realistic people that I see winning is Randy or Sammy. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
Trick just got there, and Priest hasn't really done too much to get back into that world title picture. You know.
right. Yeah, Damien's kind of with that, but that feud so far with him and Aleister Black has been decent.
Yeah,
It's been okay. Um, but like you say, he's kind of I don't want to say lost in the shuffle, but he's definitely not in the world title picture right now. I think he'll be more in the U.S. title picture once this feud is over with, or something like that. Yeah. Oh, and there is a great have. What happened to this draft that WWE was promoting like 2 months ago? Remember they were supposed to do the draft, and never saw anything with the draft. I don't believe.
there's no point in having a draft because everybody be on different shows anyway.
Right, right.
So,
But it would be nice if we could have that again, though. Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown. I like that. I like those when they would do that. You know what I mean? But if you notice now with Survivor Series, always War Games, and I think they're
yeah,
starting to do War Games just a tad bit too much. Let War Games be something different, something that you don't see that often. But
yeah,
you know,
yeah. We'll
now they
see.
like to oversaturate stuff sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that was all of the wrestling topics I have for you. Um,
Oh,
and then what's that? What did you say?
you said was that what? Oh, I didn't say
Okay,
nothing.
okay, cool. Um, then I got my biggest one that I want to talk about. Because like you and I, like I said, you and I talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have like big discussions and stuff. So like I was at work. What was it? Like 2 days ago, and I thought about this. and I wanted to see how you felt about how. Well, first off, do you feel like you have a ego?
No, I don't. But I do like to have that ego stroked every once in a while. But I don't think I have one. But there are those moments where you like to be kind of like a cat. Sometimes you just got to be petted. Sometimes, so to speak. Um. So no, but I don't think I have an ego. No.
Because I feel like that's a big thing for me personally. Because like the reason why I
Mm,
even thought about it, because it's like, how can your ego or even pride get in the way, or like affect how you know affect people or see people, or how you even view yourself, in a sense. It's kind of like you're multiple people in one, if that makes sense. um and
it does
so
make sense.
um because it's like, for me, my ego comes into play when it comes to like someone telling me that I can't do something. Like that motivates me. Like, okay, like, you say I can't, okay, cool. Like, I'm just do whatever I can to prove you wrong.
Right.
How can how can you like shut that off, in a sense, in your personal opinion? Oh, not always having to, like, you know what I mean?
I've got to prove this person wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, the the best the best way I would say to look at it is to get out of that, I guess, so to speak, would be there should be two people that you should always have something to prove to. And I usually feel like that's yourself and God. Because really at the end of the day, I mean, he's the end all be all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I think that comes over time, development, life experiences. I don't think that's something that just happens overnight. I think that's something that you continuously build on, especially when you're having that personal relationship with him. And I just feel like once you get to that point, hey, whatever you're saying that I can't do, it really ain't up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's up to me and my creator. And is that what he's got planned for me, so to speak? You know what I mean? Um, but a lot of people do use that as motivation. And I think that's actually kind of a good thing because it's kind of like challenging yourself. Hey, but once you accomplish whatever it is that you want to prove wrong to somebody, then what? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, because I've seen some people like this, man. It's like they're only motivated by what others say negatively about them. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I've been that way myself. I'm human. I've been down that road before. So I think those are the two, like I said, the two most important people to prove something to yourself and to God. Because at the end of the day, ultimately, he's the one that you have to show, hey, I'm worthy of X, Y, Z. I can handle whatever it is that you're giving me. So, and who's to say that God isn't? I need to motivate you. So let me have this person over here say you can't do something. You know what I mean? It likes to fire on you, and God knows what kind of motivation you could take off with. So that would be my opinion on it.
Yeah. I think for me, I think like the bottom line to it is like, when I was younger, that's all I've um felt like I was surrounded by. Some people always having something to say about what I do, how
Right,
I carry myself, how I do this, how I do that. So I'm just like a custom of negativity, right? And so
right,
I learned to just give myself praise, give myself grace, try to anyway, and just
right.
like boost myself up. And over time, without me realizing it until as I got older, like I'm real big on like words of affirmation. That's my love
Right.
language. So like
Right. It is.
the giving myself praise and not needing this person, needing this person, and feeding off of negativity, what this person says, that I can't do this, I can't do that, and just fuel myself.
Right.
But when someone actually gives me that positive grace, it like takes me back. Like I'm not used to that.
Right.
Someone actually appreciating what I'm doing, how I'm doing, um, and just going along with my own journey rather than telling me I should do this, I should do that in my journey. They're just taking it into the
Right.
stride. Like go at your own pace.
Am I frozen?
You are not.
Right. Right. And if you see me, and I'm not cutting you off, but if you see me, because I think my screen is frozen, I can hear you, but all I look like is a screen mask on the screen. So I do apologize for everybody for that.
You are good.
But I'm
Um,
still here though.
no, I hear you. I got you. Um, but yeah, that's the headspace that was in, and feel like sharing that because like I'm just a hugely like private person.
Right.
Um, I don't know about you, but like I despise asking for help for anything.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Sometimes in life though, we do need help. But I get where you're coming from because it's like you have to battle with yourself to even get to a point to say, hey, let me ask X, Y, and Z for help. You know what I mean? It's like you just don't want to do it because I've seen how a lot of people are, man. You reach out and ask for help, and to your face, they're all good with it. But as soon as you're not there, you got your back turned. This they're begging for this and that. They'll turn into a whole different narrative, and you just don't want that stigma on you. You know what I mean? But it's yeah, that's a tough one there. But like I say, sometimes we just have to ask for help. Sometimes we all need help in life at some point. Um, but I'm like you, man. I'm private. I do not like to discuss personal stuff. There's only a small number of people that I will discuss that with, or if something's going on. You're one of them. But that, like I say, that goes back to the day we met. Um, it was just a different energy, man. I felt like, I just had that. How can I say it? When I started watching your videos, that's when the motivation kind of came in. That's when things started, you know, and I started looking at things from a different perspective. But I just knew there was something different about you when we first met, bro. I just knew it. Like I say, the energy levels were great. Just the way you carried yourself in that professional way. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, I'm a man. I take care of myself. I'm a good guy. I mean well by others. I'm not gonna speak too much, but you listen more, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so I have seen growth just within you, just in this time that we've known each other, man. I've seen the growth, and even to this day, I still go back and watch old videos, man. I'm still taking notes, bro. I'm still taking notes just because, like you were talking about it a minute ago, that affirmation. So when I can see someone that I'm close to making those changes, okay, it motivates me. Well, like the self-care, skin care, just loving yourself more than maybe what you have in the past. That stuff there, man, I'm telling you, your videos help somebody. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, bro. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have told you, hey, your video helped me get through whatever or do whatever, Um, but you're a blessing in a lot of ways, bro, to a lot of people. You may not think so, but you are. And so, and when I'm talking to people, I always bring you up. You remember, and I know we didn't get a chance to do it with Trayshawn, the interview we had with the recruit, the UNC recruit, which there will be other opportunities for that to come to. He's currently at UNC right now, so definitely be able to do that. But just from the standpoint of, you know, I guess, so to speak, having, how can I say it? Having, because you were like the first person I thought of immediately. That's why I introduced you to his dad that day. I let y'all talk and speak and everything like that. But it's just like, yeah, this guy has helped me in so many ways. I looked at it as this is my way to help him back, so to speak, But yeah, it's it's a lot. It's a deep dive. I'll tell you that. It's definitely a deep dive.
Yeah. Most definitely. I try to just I don't even really like go out of my way to like want to make a difference towards people. I just do my own thing, and whoever sees it and just appreciates it, like that's cool. And if I get told that
Right.
people are appreciative of it or they point out certain things that helped, that's a blessing. Because like,
Oh yeah.
The goal is to just like share my story, and whoever gets any type of encouragement from it, like one person is good enough for me. Like I changed someone's
Right.
trajectory or mindset on whatever, and
Right.
that's pretty cool. Did I ever tell you like what I wanted to talk about for my TED talk?
I don't think you did. You just said it was big.
Yeah, it is. So, like I mentioned to you before, my dad passed away when I was 16. And so
Right.
my way for a very long time with that was to just not say anything, keep myself to myself, and like keep my head down, just keep going. Best way as possible. Don't
Right.
talk to anybody like for what. Discuss my feelings, emotions about it for what. So for a very long time, I just had that mindset of just like doing my own thing and deal with it within myself. Whenever I
Right.
have that moment to myself and want to open myself up enough to let those emotions flow.
Right.
And then as I got older, I realized like, how do you recover from that? Like, how can you balance yourself through life without that huge figure in your life, especially
Right.
after the impact of their passing came along, especially when you were you were young like myself, like 16. Like I'm still a kid, I'm still a boy trying to figure out what life is, and now I'm stuck trying to figure out how to be a man in this life without the man in my life. And so
Right.
mm, my target audience would be for people that has lost people in their lives, whether they were young or kind of like in the teenagers, like I was. Um, whether it was a mom, dad,
Right.
brother, sister, aunt, uncle, a teacher that impacted you in some type of way, and
Right.
obviously, obviously you're devastated. Obviously, you're hurt. You're in pain. But like, how can you continue life without that support system? Like, how can you continue life without that presence? Um, so I would, talk about like my experience and, share some stories about, my dad that I purposely haven't told anyone to purposely share in that moment so the world can see it and hear it. Um, and
Right,
so,
right, right.
um, yeah, and I've been a man of my word. I haven't shared certain stories because of that. Um, so yeah, that's the goal. And again, hopefully, once I do share that, it can impact somebody around the world. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it will, man. I think it will. Like I say, you got to understand a lot of it, bro. And this again is my opinion. A lot of it is, I feel like God working through you to reach others, who may be going through the loss of a parent or, the loss of a close relative or whatever the case may be, who's going through something that's traumatic that literally alters their lives. Um, and I just feel like that's God working through you to reach others, man. That's why I tell you, you're different, and again, I don't think I'm the only person that you've reached. Even if that person doesn't come out and tell you that, bro, I don't think I'm the only one that you've reached. I think you have definitely served that purpose of reaching out to people. And when you're comfortable enough and you get to that point that you reveal more, I think that's going to end up helping more people. You know what I'm saying? Who may be dealing with similar type situation that you went through or something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I haven't gotten too much as far as like what my video has had done for me. Um, I actually recently went to a family
Right.
gathering for my on my dad's side. Um, and, like
Hmm.
I had a few come to me um and say that, man, I'm really enjoying your videos, man. You're doing good. I love your growth. I love this. I love that. And that means a lot because even though I'm not
Oh yeah.
getting those acknowledgments in the moment, as far as like
Right.
texting, like it means something that they're watching. They're
Oh yeah.
appreciating my growth and what I'm doing and how far I've come, and that's it's cool. It's a cool feeling. So
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, you deserve it, bro. Because, like I said, just in the time period that I've known you, I see the growth from some of your earlier videos, kind of when you first started out to now. You can see just growth with that, you know. Um, so this is definitely motivating, man. It's like, hey, like I say, you're seeing someone, your peer, doing it, so it's gonna motivate you. Hey, I want to level up to that point. I want to be at that point. You know what I mean? And so I guess you kind of cherry pick maybe for somebody struggling with self confidence. You have videos about that. You know what I'm saying? And how to overcome stuff and how to, cut off dead weight basically. You know what I'm saying? And kind of navigate through some stuff. So it's just all a blessing, man. It's really is, and you deserve it all, bro. Because like I say, you're doing something that a lot of people I wish would do more. We all have a story to tell, but some are more braver to kind of tell their stories than others. Um, but I feel like we can all benefit off each other in some type of way. And I'm not talking financially, but just helping each other as humans. Sometimes just get through life, man. Um, I think things will be better in life, so to speak. But
yeah,
I think you're one of the good ones. Like I say, just in terms of you're you're the type. I've always recognized that about you. You listen more than you speak. And if you don't really know somebody, it's like, yeah, you'll talk to them, but not really like that until you're comfortable with that person. Then it's kind of like, kind of like what we have at first. At first it was kind of like you didn't really talk a whole lot, but then it's like once we found common ground, man, it was like, how did they say it in WWE? Put the rocket to their back and strap it to their back and send them off. That's kind of where it took us. took off with, man, and I think you knew the type of person that I was. Um, I'm big on loyalty, man, and if you're in that wheelhouse of mine, then yeah, I'm gonna be a friend for life, man. Um, me and you are kind of similar. We don't do the clubbing and the partying and all the crazy stuff, in and out of jail, and just want to sit home and play video games all day. You know what I mean? Like we're just not those type, bro. And again, there's nothing wrong with however people choose to live their lives, but you're gonna naturally gravitate towards people more like you. And I think that's why I gravitated towards you so much. It's like, hey, I want to be where he's at. Not like in your position, but you know, just with a lot of the stuff. And eventually we'll both come out with some stuff too, so to speak, I guess, because there are things I've struggled with, but I mean, it's nothing crazy, but they're I've told you about some of the stuff. So yeah. Yes, yes, you already know. You already know, bro. You already know. So, like I say, man, it's a process, and just understanding that process isn't going to always be a smooth one. You're going to have bumps in the road. You're going to have detours, but I think as long as you keep the best GPS possible, which is God, at the forefront, I think He'll lead your steps. And like I say, sometimes He takes you to a detour, and like you said, it may take you longer to get to that destination, but the ultimate goal is you still arrive at that destination. And maybe you go the longer route, but hey, like I say, the ultimate goal is to get there. So
Yeah. And that's something that I had to force myself to accept, that sometimes you have to just go the longer route. Like
right,
my problem for a long time has always been like I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go. I have the ambition. I have the mindset. It's just the little steps to get there has always struggled with me.
right,
Um, so I've gotten a lot better at like just taking your time, relax, continue to believe in him, and just do the work. Everything will come when it needs to. So
absolutely, absolutely. I believe that. I believe that too. And just like you say, keeping that mindset and understanding the process, and because it can get frustrating along this process sometimes. It really can, and sometimes you question like, how long can I keep going on? But you know, again, that's why I'm thankful to God that He doesn't. Because a lot of people aren't strong enough, man. Some people, unfortunately, are not strong enough to kind of weather the storm, and so yeah, um, yeah, that process, man, boy, I tell you, this when I think about it, man, yeah. But as you can look back and, like you said, with yourself, you can look back and see the progress that you've made, and the growth that you've made within this time period. I think that's what kind of keeps you going, keeps you motivated. To know that there is, quote, light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, absolutely. Um,
Because
yeah,
we're gonna get those world titles somehow. You're gonna
somehow,
be on SmackDown, I'll be on Raw, and vice versa.
somehow we're gonna get him.
Yeah, we got to, man. You remember I told you at one point, I said maybe we got to turn heel in order to get it, but I don't know. That's easier said than done, so to speak. Because if
Yeah,
it's not in your DNA to be a heel, it's just not in your DNA. I mean,
for sure.
it's like the John Cena heel turn, bro. We all knew that just you were just frustrated at the moment, John. That's all. All those
Yeah,
boos and Cena sucks after a while. You just got frustrated, but I never really took him as a bad guy. You know what I mean? It ain't in his DNA, man. So,
yeah.
I just feel like he was frustrated at that moment. So,
We all have
I
those.
mean, I don't know, man. It's just, yeah. I definitely have those moments where I'm ready to turn heel, but I don't know, man. It's a big difference between being a heel in wrestling and being a heel in real life.
Yeah.
Big difference, man. Big difference. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I try not to be a natural butthole to people. Of course, if you've seen that, you've seen how I carry myself. Like, dude, like you're losing. But behind closed doors, you would kind of see some of the reactions. Like, hey, you got a customer trying to get this done, trying to in the middle of something here, like it's kind of go away.
Yeah.
But that's retail life for you. But yeah, that process, man, that process. And I'll give you a quick analogy, real quick, because I'm always comparing life and football together. And I'll use our very own Carolina Tar Heels, the football team. In order to get to where we need to be, it's a process. I know everybody looks at Indiana, but that's kind of like an outlier. So, when you're trying to build a culture and you're trying to rebuild something from the ground up, it takes time. And you can look at like I say, our very own Carolina Tar Heels, the football team. They're building, man. They're getting better. It didn't go the way everybody expected, but the pieces are there to be successful. The culture is changing. And a lot of times people don't see it from looking in. But me, I have an inside view of things. So it's like I kind of know what's going on behind the scenes with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is a difference. And like I say, some things just take time to develop and come along. But we live in a microwave society. And I think everybody's mindset is, well, I want it now. I want it overnight. I want the fame and success overnight. And sometimes people just don't realize and understand what they're asking for. Yeah. Nah. So I don't know. It's like I say, that process, man. You gotta be ready for it when you take it on. When you start it, you gotta be ready to ride it all the way through.
Yeah, man. That's all you can do. So, man, how you like this episode?
I love it. I love it. I mean, it's a blessing just to be up here, man. It's an honor, because you brought me up here. My lighting sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on an Android, which I'm not bashing the Android because I love Android, but I have always said that the iPhone has better picture quality, in my opinion. So yeah, but still, just the fact that hey, to allow me the opportunity to come up here, man, I just appreciate it, man. It's a blessing. It really is. It really is, and kind of motivates me to start a YouTube channel. But I still haven't to this point. I don't know. I know it takes investment to do it, and I don't even know what to talk about. To be honest with you, so I don't even know what the channel would be about.
Yeah,
man, it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. Always, it always is. So I appreciate any opportunity. You ask me, hey, can I come on? Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So, man, this was episode 14. This is pretty good. Man, looking forward to the next one, right? Part 3, sometime later.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah, there will be a part 3. There will be a part 3.
The trilogy. The trilogy.
Um, hopefully some things. Hey, we got to do it, man. We got to do it. Like Grand Theft Auto, bro. We got, we'll rock and roll from there, brother.
All right, man. Man, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe
All right,
to
bro.
this.
Yeah, our screens are like
To the channel for more content.
absolutely.
Until next time, these are